Welcome back to another episode of the group chats. Yes, I hope you guys have been following us. You've been liking, sharing, telling people about the group chats. And today, we have an interesting topic.
You know, we always bring it from our phones
to your screen.
That's the group chat.
And I particularly like this because I don't think I'm one of those people that we're going to be talking about today. And what is this topic we're talking about?
So we're talking about money, but in a different way. We're talking about expensive fashion.
Fashion.
And I don't know what you mean by all this.
I'm not a fashionable person.
Whatever.
I don't think I am.
You are, but you won't know.
No, I'm not.
It's somebody that will tell you. So today we're talking about expensive fashion. Is the hype really worth it? And what really is this thing
called? Then the expensive one.
And then the expensive one. As my honorable has said, I mean, leaving it to her, she cannot do justice to this conversation. And I don't think that I can do this justice to this conversation myself.
So
as usual, two beautiful fashionistas.
Yes.
Glamorous, elegant women.
Shining ladies.
Shining.
Every time you see them.
They're joining us on this conversation today. And we have Noma.
Welcome,
and Ify. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, ladies. As you can see, they both look
ravishing,
astonishing beauties. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us today on the conversation.
Yeah, you're welcome, ladies. You're welcome. So, first question. What is fashion? What do you think? What would you consider fashion? Is it in your accessories, in the clothes you wear? What exactly would you say fashion is, Noma?
So I feel fashion is the entirety. Like it's everything.
Okay.
Probably from your hair, your earrings, your jewelry, your clothes, your outfits. You know, it's everything, and it's how you put
them together.
Everything together. And you know, these days, fashion is evolving. It changes every day. You know, what you see here today, in a few months' time or like a few years,
it's outdated.
Yeah. And the area is that after some time again, it comes back again. And you'll be like, but we wore this thing back then. And then it comes like, you know, in a tweeted, you know, version. Like it looks better than
what it was.
Yeah. So fashion, it's enjoyable. If you love it, you do it, you know, effortlessly.
Yeah. Ify, what about you?
Okay, I think almost the same thing what she said, but the only difference for me is I would not define fashion as the way you put things together. So I define it as the different items you put on yourself to look a certain way. So by the time you start to put it together a certain way, I think that's when styling comes in. But fashion on its own are the different pieces. So there's your shoes, your earrings, like she mentioned, all those different things you just wear on your body or adorn yourself with to look a certain way or make a statement. Now, the way you put it together, it
is a different conversation.
But now we understand what fashion is, right? When we now say expensive fashion, enlighten us. Are they items? Are they pieces? Like, what is that whole concept of expensive fashion?
So I feel there's fashion and then there's expensive fashion. So now I can say so, but at the same time, you know, expenses is also, you know, relative. What might be expensive to you might not be expensive to someone. So it's up to your
economic background.
Exactly. It's up to you. So now I love Zara. I love Zara. I think they make very unique things. But to some other person,
they're just basic.
Yes. Those are just basics. Yes. So when you now talk about, you know, expensive, you know, fashion, I think maybe you're talking about the Chanel,
high fashion stuff.
What's that brand called?
Which of them?
Balmain. You know, I think those are now the expensive. And for me, I also feel like those supposedly high-end fashions, like they make like I love their, you know, basic, t-shirts. It's simple. You can rock it, in several ways and all of that. So I just think it's the buying power. That's what makes it
that changes everything.
expensive. Yes, because there's no difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. I'm not a labels person. That's the thing. Most people might know, but I'm not a labels person. I like exclusivity. So when you were saying it's when people term expense or expensive is based on your bracket. It's for me, expensive will probably just be the extent, maybe even the texture or the fabrics you use, things like that, the uniqueness, who put it together for you. Is it just you? How many pieces are there? Was it like bespoke? So stuff like that is what I'll probably say, oh, this is expensive to me, because I won't call it a love hate. I am not a fan of labels. You see, the Zara thing you mentioned is nice, but I hate the fact that you walk into a place and then you have a brother, a sister, a cousin, and everybody
Know that you're wearing
the same thing. So then to me, then the expensive is watered down, because what's the whole point of let's say committing all that level of expense in quotes, and then all of us are doing exactly the same thing? What makes it then expensive?
Okay, so this is a no judgment episode, right?
Yeah, of course.
Let me ask you first. What would you consider to be the most expensive
Item.
fashion item you own currently in your wardrobe? It can be, it could be, we already established that expensive fashion is relative. It may be expensive to you, but it's not expensive to someone else. But what would you consider, as the most expensive fashion item in your wardrobe right now?
Okay, a handbag I own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it worth it? When you look at it every day, do you look at it and like,
So
this thing, what's this thing?
Exactly, that's a good question. So the thing. Initially, you just be like, oh, I need to own this. That's how it starts, and then you have it, and then you're like,
oh, wait.
well, it's just there. Like it doesn't,
No,
like,
but
it's just
whenever
like,
you look at it, you are happy now.
Do you just go into your room
and just look at it and
some people do it.
So
So
Give them some sense
sort
of
joy.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think that is what actually makes these things, expensive. I think it's born out of the people who are like the celebs who really patronize them.
Represent.
I think that's what makes that brand now so expensive.
So let me just quickly ask, based there's something you said, right? And we were talking, I think either you or if you were saying something about knowing if these things are worth it. So I want to understand, when this fashion item is considered expensive, is it expensive because of what was put into making that? Or is it expensive because
of the price,
logo,
value,
or the brand name?
Like a logo does. The people who buy from it also makes that brand expensive. The fabric, where the fabric was sourced, can also make that item, and then is it a limited edition? It also makes it, expensive. So it's up to you.
Exclusivity is it for me. I completely do not want the fact that everybody has this thing.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't want to be anywhere close to it, even based on color or anything. So for me, it's probably a dress or a blazer in my wardrobe I can think of now.
Exclusive, like it's very no brand.
I designed it. I worked with what they call them? Tailors, sorry. I worked with a tailor. I designed the outfits, worked with a tailor. Even the fabric we used, it was sourced.
Yeah.
And I also picked one or two things and put together, because these things for me are not, I don't want to have, I put to have all, so it's okay. But I 100% understand her. Even one thing that even jumped at me, which is probably us here in Lagos, is most of these brands, and of course not name, most of these brands are not even expensive because of the logo. They're expensive because of the people that buy it. So it's like I start a business and I make sure, first of all, my community are purchasing. They basically position it and spread the word, and naturally it's already positioned a certain way. It might not be worth it in any way. In short, in the quality, the extent, the thinking behind it, nothing is, in short, is as good as a basic brand. but it's already positioned there. So for me, that's how I feel about most of our things here. Although I would say we're moving towards a more conscious, unique, yes, where you see more designers thinking of how to be
That brings me to my next
very intentional.
So you see those pieces like that they use for shows, passion shoots. I mean, there's this award show that just happened.
Oh, yeah.
And you see things, soft truths. Please, will this person wear this thing again? Where will I even keep it?
What did they do with it?
What am I going to do with this?
After paying so much.
Where can it fit in my wardrobe? What am I going to do with it?
So you see, that's where this is your idea. This is your thinking. For that person, she's not thinking this way.
What is she thinking?
She just wants, this is what I want to wear today. Even if it's just that, that's it. That's where the fashion extreme, if there's any word like that, you know, comes in. You won't do it. But for them, this is what I want to wear today. This is what I want to, whether I'm not wearing it.
When I cannot enter your house after.
Because
I just keep wondering. Where? Because, and you know, these people, this is not the first fashion show.
And it's not the only one.
So they have tons and tons of these things. Do you have a whole building?
Do you have like a
I
warehouse?
think most of those things are, of course, with a form of sustainability. They take them back. I imagine they take some of those things back and deconstruct and make it right, especially the more intentional fashion designers that we have now. Those pieces don't stay in their wardrobes.
So at the end
So
of
do
the
they
day,
pay for these things?
so that's what I'm asking. So does it mean
You
that
pay.
what-
So I pay for something and you take it back. Are you going to make something else for me or what exactly?
So when you deconstruct it,
So if that was the conversation or that was the agreement.
Initially.
But most times, sometimes it's just like what you see on runway shows. They're not things that are commercial. They're not pieces that to be sold. Most times they are, for lack of a better word, ads. So ads of
Okay,
to just express the creativity
Yeah,
of the
and
fashion
so-
house.
To add to it, I feel like you know, some of these dresses could be rented. I know a place where they have like all this, you can rent them, you wear them, you take them back. I'm not saying that.
Let me say we go
that's
plenty
what
where
all
go
of
they wear
them
that
do.
cloth.
No, so it's one of
Yes.
one. They don't make.
So after you wear it, after you rent it,
Someone
to wear,
else can
Exactly.
Yes,
what she's talking
it's
about are the ones you can
You
continuously
Yes, yes.
Where?
So I know there are places like that here.
So how do people feel when you've worn this outfit
And you see someone
and then
else.
in 2-3 months someone else has gone to rent that same outfit?
Some of them even dash those things out. So someone will still wear it who you dashed it to. So
It's if we think about us here, Lagos here, and of course we're talking about Lagos. Fashion has probably progressed from just I want to look good, I want to wear what people are wearing to I want to make a statement.
yes.
It might not even be it's performance. I want to either be registered
I was
as
going
You
there.
have energy.
Yes, I want to be
God.
registered as somebody that can be seen in this group,
Yeah.
or I want you to be able to address me a certain way, or I want you to understand that now I'm in a certain economic bracket.
What is it for you? Coming to this group chat, even seeing you. I mean, most of the times I see you're always
Glammed up.
glammed up, always well. So I want to understand what's your thinking behind it. What is that positioning
I just want
that you
for her, I just
that you
to
want
look
for
good.
people to see you and say, oh, okay.
Okay, so I think it's a bit of what she said. I'm more about I want to be able to express my.
Have you always been like this as well from your
So I think
childhood?
I've always been creative. So that's the thing. So I've always been creative. I've always liked unique things. I've always wanted to express myself. I've done so many things. I dance, sometimes I sing, I draw, I design. So I feel like I'm just constantly exploring, but I've always kind of liked fashion, but I've liked unique fashion. So I think in the past 5-6 years was when I realized that as much as I liked those statement pieces, I didn't want to have. So that's when I started making more
Your own
intentional.
design.
And then there's another thing, like I think I have an interest with being extra. So for me, so when you look at people for instance, now the show that we're just speaking about, where you have people just make pieces just because they want to make a statement. I am one of
that's
the
right.
kind of
people.
So I want to make it. But the only difference with me, I'll say, and some of those things is I also think about movement. I think about comfort. Yes, I think about comfort. I think about longevity. So because I reuse my pieces, the only thing is I'll never put it the same way
way you
again,
saw it.
or I'll try to change something. So for me, I want to make a statement. I want to be seen as a very creative or interesting person. It's a positioning thing for me mostly.
Yeah.
And of course, another thing is I enjoy looking good.
Yeah.
What about you, Ada?
So same thing. I just enjoy it. Like
It just makes you feel happy.
yeah, it just like I just yes, it is. So I wore something to work, the other day, and my colleague was just like,
What happened? Is it not just office?
I'm like, but that's why I just like to wear something, maybe let the button be, different from. I just like unique things, like she said. That's just me. It may be very.
And you've always been like that
simple,
too,
yes.
from childhood.
It was a shirt. I remember the shirts, had a button here and a pocket here, and then behind the same thing. And they kept looking like,
What is
and I was just like, it's just a shirt. And they were like, we know, it's just a shirt. But it just makes me happy.
So it didn't
And then again, like she said, like those very extravagant ones and no movements, will I be able to sit? Will I be able to breathe? Hey, so
they sell this corset. You
hold
like this, you just be like
I
this.
won't lie. Sometimes I compromise my comfort. Let me not lie. Sometimes
I understand that you want to look good, but compromising you can't work. Jeez.
You have to sometimes. I mean,
because if you're trying to- I would do that.
I've done it a couple of times. Like I know that this dress is not comfortable, but for where I'm going to,
this is what I
and
want
even
to wear.
shoes.
So is it for the pictures or just for feeling good at that moment?
Is that feeling good?
Yes, this is what I just want to wear today.
I got a very expensive designer brand set of shoe and bag for my birthday 2 years ago. And when I saw it, I know that a lot of money was spent in hard currency getting this thing. So I have no choice but to wear this thing, right? And so the first time I wore it, it had this funny heel. And I was like, how do I walk with this shoe? And then I just did some rehearsals in my room. So every morning, I'm not joking, like every morning, I just keep looking at it and like, the day will come that I will wear you. The day will come and I'll wear you. And the day finally came. And it was so uncomfortable. But because I had rehearsed, because I had known that this shoe and bag cannot go to waste. And to be honest, that day I wore it. And you know this way they say someone is feeling on top of the world. It's real. Like when I wore that shoe and that bag, everywhere at that event, I was just, they say, Ewisco. I was just everywhere. It was just like, take a picture like this. I'll just do like this. Like, you see this shoe? It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. But I was like, for this shoe, I go wear out.
Please, I'm sorry.
No. I can do anything.
I like to look good. I mean, I know you know that if I have a wedding, and it's mostly weddings, yes, I'm going to look good. But you see that I'll come and start breaking my head. Oh, let me rehearse how I'm going to wear this shoe. Well, if that shoe is not working, I always have my slippers. Maybe for entering the event. Yes, I can
that's
enter.
what I'm talking about. You enter, you will sit down, and if you want,
Linda, you that I know, you will wear that shoe till you leave that place.
Pain is pleasure. Be pleasure.
I cannot be pained. No, beauty is no. I cannot pain myself like that. The moment I enter the wedding event, okay, maybe take 1 or 2 pictures with the couple. Please, my slippers. I'll go and bring the slippers.
Imagine with the way you're dressed, you will now wear
dressing the
slippers.
way you
Impossible. No, you won't do that.
Oh, please.
You won't do that. You won't do that. So that now takes us to this aspect of, sustainable fashion, as you called it. Because we keep having all these clothes from runways, fashion events, and all of those things. I feel that to some extent, sometimes, if not properly managed, it can constitute environmental hazard.
It does.
Because you go to some fashion houses, some tailoring shops. Let me not sound too bougie.
Yes.
No, they are
You go
fashion
to
houses.
some
because
fashion houses, tailoring shops, whatever it is,
yeah.
and you see piles and piles of pieces of pieces. I'm like, why do you have?
How are you going to dispose of
How are you going to dispose all of these things? So, does fashion in a way also constitute environmental hazard if not properly managed
100%.
sustainably?
100%. And again, that is probably one thing that I'm more passionate about, not just generally for the environment, like, I care about the environment so much, but of course the environment as a whole, but starting from me and my own space, it doesn't make sense to me to have things that I'm not able to recycle. It doesn't make sense to me to have even high-end statement, bespoke, any kind of pieces that I cannot recycle, even if it's me after me, somebody else. It needs to go somewhere.
Going back to what this conversation is really about, expensive fashion. You now begin, and Uchechi is always asking that question, where will they see this money? Because if you want to buy this very basic thing, and it's so overpriced in Lagos, and you say performance, I have to now do so much to try to get that money to buy that item so that I am well positioned or stuff.
And you now hear things like,
and
after wearing it, I can't wear it again. And I'm like, are you being serious?
Where do you
I can't wear it. You can't wear it. How?
How are you making this money? Imagine buying a bubu for 600,000 naira. Is that the only bubu you're going to have in your collection? Hell no. So why don't you just use that 600,000 and maybe buy like 5 or even 10 safe?
It's a golden bubu.
With golden thread.
It shines. Whenever you step out, the bubu will shine. So this thing about I can't repeat clothes. Please help me understand what that's the thinking behind I cannot repeat. Why can't you repeat your clothes? Why?
Back to exactly.
Performance.
So it looks like a small thing, and it's very heavy in this part of the world.
In Lagos.
Yes. Actually, in Lagos. We need to, you need to exist in a certain front. You need to look a certain way. You need to put forward a certain lifestyle. So by the time you've put one forward, you are diluting it. If you come next
watching
week
it down.
and I'm exactly the same, okay, then you're really not able to live up to this expectation, because
Who is
if you're gonna
checking?
sit,
Really, Ife, who is checking?
and the funny thing is we're all checking.
I'm not. Are we
We're
really
actually
checking?
checking. Let's be
Who is
honest.
checking?
The people that are not even supposed to be checking are checking, unfortunately. The people that are not even in that bracket are looking out for you. So the people that you're probably getting more pressure from are the people lower in the lower bracket.
So I think all this is if you're in the limelight, or
No, but even if you're not in the
Even if you're not in the
limelight,
limelight.
just regular people, like regular people. I mean, are we in the limelight? We're regular people.
It's how you
I
carry-
repeat cloth
It's
too.
how you represent. You
It's not us.
It's how you
It's
represent yourself.
us.
Yeah.
Yes, you also can't keep coming off as you wore something last week. I wear it next week.
No, you can give it a
Except
month.
The truth. Do you know what a month for you not to be able
itself,
to wear?
like deconstruct
First of all,
it.
yeah,
first of
or
all,
you
Uchechi,
can
that thing that you
paint
wear
to
something else.
has
Yeah.
already told me that
God,
she's
I
even
beg
one
you.
of them. So you can stay a whole month without repeating your clothes.
Oh,
Yes.
That means you're in the
so
bracket
you're still in that group.
Do you know what it means? You have, okay, you
yeah.
want about
Yeah,
20 something.
yeah.
You have 20 something pieces every month to wear.
different.
You're above the average person.
yeah.
Exactly.
You're above the average
So
person.
just sit this one out. You can't
Honestly,
repeat clothes.
and
You
you
can't repeat
I like
such an amazing and insightful, interesting conversation around expensive fashion, styling, putting things together. And I think what we would say in summary is look good.
Look good always.
Always
Always,
make the
always.
effort.
Make
You
the
know, don't
effort.
give the excuse, oh, this
Myself.
you don't have to break the bank, but if you can break the bank and get away with it,
Please.
it's up to you. I mean, whatever you can,
Yeah.
within legal means, please look good. And
And
you
if
know,
you're having
as
troubles
in-
putting things together, you know where to go to.
Yeah.
Go to Ife and
Then
do
that.
Go to
tag them.
Yes, we'll tag
For
them.
this episode,
You will never go wrong.
You'll never
with
go wrong. They'll
your
tell you where to
pieces.
find
Yeah.
all the hidden things, all
Yes,
this, how to
that's-
put
I
things
can help
together.
you.
Please, you're going to tag them. And please, when they tell you they're from the group chat, please answer them.
Yes, so answer them.
All right, guys.
All right,
thank
ladies.
You so much.
Thank you
Thank you so much, girls. So
Yeah.
we have
The little token from the group chat.
Yes.
Thank you for making it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
So we
much.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so on that note, it's a wrap on this episode of the group chat. We will catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys. Bye.